Hi, everyone, and welcome back. This is round six of the Crescent City Cup from New Orleans, and we're joined by Orry Swift and Eric Goldstein on the board. I adore these two guys. Orry is just like the most fun person to talk to, a PhD in accounting of all things. And I will say
Sounds
this,
very fun right now. He's
yeah,
actually a really fun guy.
as like
Yeah.
as a someone who's like doing a PhD in medieval Italian studies, I'll say accounting sounds a lot more fun at this point. And Eric Goldstein, everyone's cuz, the funniest man that we have here at this tournament. Just love to see him on stream. He's so great to watch. Matt, what are your thoughts about this? I heard that you've been friends with Orry for like what, 2 decades now?
Oh man, yeah. Ori's been a Texas staple since as long as I've been on the scene, and I've been on the scene now for I don't even want to say how long, 20 years. Ori was like 19 when I was 12 at my first tournament. We go way, way back, and Ori has a very unique and fun brand of Scrabble. He's a games player, like a big games player
Yeah.
of all kinds of games, and he's not afraid to make crazy openings when he's down or crazy tight blocks when he's ahead. He's known in Texas definitely as a blocking player, as a defensive-minded player. He's a great calculator. He throws some cool gambits. He's fun to watch. And Eric, as Nits teased, a great player and a great guy. It's gonna be a fun game.
Absolutely. And Eric is just, like he has such a great personality and you can kind of hear him across the room and he's always just joking around. He's really fun to see. And I think like this is just going to be a really fun game not because of, the caliber of the words that we're going to see, but also just because these are great guys, a great energy that's coming for us. So I think, like I'm really excited for this one. Look at them. There's shaking hands. There's no enemies here. We're all friends. Come to NOLA. Come hang out with us.
Yeah, some great friends and some great Scrabble, some great food, great coffee, beignets, jazz, good vibes.
And hopefully some great tiles, though I feel like I've said this the fifth time and I feel like it's just going to curse Ori. So I apologize in advance for what we're about to see as the tiles turn over. Ori, I am so sorry if I have jinxed you. Oh, oh, am I getting too excited too quickly?
Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Why Pepsi? Okay.
Okay, there we go. Not terrible. I feel like this could have gone so much worse after all that I've done to Bing and Chloe and everyone whose tiles I've seen.
That's funny. Yeah. All right. So we had the same discussion earlier today, and it's about like, would you play wipes for a lot more points versus if you just play wipe and hold the S back? And I think it's the same conclusion we saw this morning. Or especially, I know Ori. There's no way he's putting the S on the board. I think he's going
Right?
to play wipe. He might play pip, but I think wipe is strong.
Oh, wow. You think he might play Pip? You know what? I think Wipe is such a good play here. It's just,
Yeah.
pretty no nonsense. And he has the S for swipe or wipes. I think it's a really good time for him to just go ahead and put this down.
The big question is where? Where do I want to play wipe given the knowledge that I have the S and you don't? Oh, he's playing wipes.
Oh, that's
Whoa.
interesting. Wait,
Ori, who are
I
you
should
as a
have made you
Scrabble
bet
player?
money because
I
you said, whoa, Matt, you led
Ori
us
is the
astray.
last player who would make this play in most iteration. I'm Ori. Interesting. All right.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
Commentator Hex works on everything, doesn't it? It's
I guess I did not
whoa.
see that coming. But look at this. Eric's, oh my God, he had wifedom set up. Oh my gosh, he
Oh
saw
man.
it and I think he was going to play it. I don't know if he is going to play it. Wifedom, if it comes down, that's 32 points. That's such a great play. That's such a quick find. Barely 30 seconds on the clock and he'd already had it, on the side.
That's sick, yeah. He
I,
found that very quick.
I don't know if that's the best play though. I mean, it's certainly his high scoring right now, but like DEFI underneath wipes is also like a great play, I think. Making IDPEEFSI, that's a
Oh,
pretty cool
that
play.
scores a ton of points. Yeah, wifedom is a cool word, but I think Defi's a better play. Oh,
Oh
I don't
man.
know. Ori putting the S on wipes makes me think he must have another, and I'd be in my own head quite a bit. Maybe that's why he did it in the first
Oh.
place.
Oh my gosh,
Um,
that's a really good point.
so
Yeah.
Defi is really weak if Ori's got an S in his hand, but it's an excellent play otherwise. And I wonder what kind of inference. Ori's a poker guy. Eric definitely plays some poker. Oh, I wonder. Wifedom's better if you think Ori's holding an S, except it's also terrible if you think Ori's holding an S because it sets up the S itself.
Right. Oh,
Oh man, this
okay.
is interesting turn.
Maybe he's gonna do faux instead. I
Foe's
mean,
actually really good too.
once you see wifedom, it's so hard not to pull the trigger on it though, right? Like once you see it, you're like, whoa, this is a cool play, and it scores the highest that I can, like come up with right now. It's a I mean, it keeps an E, and E is fine. It's a really good leave. And I don't know, like I'm a fan of him playing wifedom, or I'm like playing Defi. I don't know about if foe is as good as wifedom though.
Yeah, this is actually a big turn for Eric. There's just several things he can do here that are all pretty solid options.
So
He's got
he's
FEOD, FIDO set up now. Yeah,
yeah.
there's so many reasonable plays that are all like right next to each other.
This is my favorite part. Like he's telegraphing everything that he's thinking, so we don't have to be like, "Oh, okay, Eric hasn't moved in a solid 2 minutes. What could possibly be going through his head?" Now we just get to see what he's thinking about as he's doing it.
Yeah, I like when players just show you what they're thinking and kind of narrate it themselves. Some people do that. Some are shufflers, some are not. But Eric is narrating this game well for us. But he's going back to wifedom. I don't know. Sometimes when you see a cool word, you just even if you're not quite sure it's good, you just want to play it.
That's
And it is
true.
pretty good.
I wonder if he's thinking, do I have a bingo here? Maybe that could be part of the shuffling. He's gone back to wifedom. I like that he's done that. I think wifedom is a really good play here. Um, and if it comes down, I'd be happy to see it. Um, but really though, I mean, if you see your opponent shuffling this much, do you think, oh, they must be close to a bingo? Like, do you think that, oh, it's just Eric being Eric? I mean, do we know if he shuffles his tiles a lot? I'm a fan of the shuffling, by the way. Like I'm a fan of just like indiscriminate, just like shuffling your tiles all the time.
Sometimes it telegraphs things, but sometimes it just throws your opponent off. FOE is a good play. It's a great leave, and I think that's why he opted to do it here. Leaves a little bit of points on the table, but DEIM so strong. We'll see if he draws a bingo next turn. Definitely optimized his chance there.
All right. And Ori's got a cool little word. It is all consonants, the three-letter word that we kind of learn. It's pwn, PWN, that goes underneath foe, making SOP in EW. I think that's Oh, and he's spotted it. I think that's a pretty good play. But perhaps something like unpin in that same spot, making SOU might not be bad either.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what Ori does here, but I'm not going to say anything about Ori's style or tendencies anymore since clearly I botched the call last time. Pwn is fun. I mean, it's fun to play Pwn now that you can actually do that, and second, it's pretty defensive. So unless you think your opponent has an S, but unpinned,
Mm.
get rid of both the N's, play a bunch of those yucky vowels, get rid of the U. They're both good plays.
Fair. I mean, the thing about playing unpin is like it puts that eye out in space, just and if you get doubled on, like that's not going to make you happy. You don't really want to give your opponent the chance to do that. But I don't know if Eric has telegraphed much with his play of foe. I hear that he seems to shuffle his tiles quite a bit, and if you do that, well, good for you because your opponent's probably not going to know if you have a bingo or if you're just being you. Um, he's got so Orc's got PIN off to the side pin. He's definitely going to see unpin, but is he going to go with a short play with pawn, or is he going to go with unpin? Maybe he's going to go with something else entirely. Maybe he's going to do something like pin up to the P of wipes, which is
Yeah.
like no points. So I don't know why he would do that.
Yeah, this is one of those turns where you just kind of sit there sad for a second too. Like, what? I got WIIPP and now I got WIUP. Like, hang on, Scrabble be nice, but um, I think unpin is a good play here. I think pwn is a good play here. I'd spend a lot of time too.
Whew, tough move. And like Eric spent so much time on his move, only to play foe. Really, what does that tell? What does that tell Ori? Like, I mean, he knows Eric is a fantastic player. He knows, like, Eric knows his words. Shuffled for quite a while. What is going through his mind right now? Is it the case that he's worried about, giving Eric back something on this board? I mean, there's already an eye that's floating in column E that, like Eric could possibly double through. Not that he's going to be able to in this case. Um, oh, wow. So, okay, he's going to like to try and obstruct that double, I
Oh
guess.
man, this play is so devastating if Eric doesn't have an S. And I guess for one reason or another, Ori's gut says Eric doesn't have an S right now. So Ori's playing defense. This is what he does. Pup, just 13 points is his play. DDEIMMO for Eric. He's not going to have a lot of options on this board.
Do
Uh,
both players think the other player has an S?
Everybody just playing scared. That's Scrabble a lot of the
Yeah.
time. Everybody just plays really scared for no reason. But
Wow.
interesting.
It's really hard not to play scared. Like I feel like as a player, one of the mistakes that I make quite a bit is that I become too defensive. I think, okay, my opponent has tiles that are better than they actually do, even though you should probably assume that, okay, your opponent's rack is always going to be probably better than random, because you can hope that you're playing against a good player who's thinking about this, and who's cultivating their rack towards the bingo. But if you're too defensive, if you're too scared, then the chances of you making good plays, the chances of you scoring well and coming out top, it's not as high. So you want to make sure you're not doing that. I think Momi is a good play here.
Yeah, Noah Walton fearlessly opened a triple triple last game. He played, aggressive like you should, and then what happened? Scrofula. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just get scared. But Momi's a really good play from Eric there. Momai, I think the plural of Momus is that one. But
Nice.
is that right?
uh
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Oh, okay. You
I
can,
am not a
yeah, yeah.
scholar of punctuation.
Momai, the
Sorry,
plural of
punctuation,
Momus.
pronunciation. I know words, guys. I promise. I know so many words. That's
Uh,
why they hire me for this stuff. But okay, Ori's okay. He's identified you, so he's made that job easier for us. YEW is exactly what he wants to get off of his rack. If he could get off another N, that'd be great. But I don't know if he's going to be able to do that. U is 30 points. We're seeing the beginnings of the staircase board. This is nice and closed, except like down to the side of foe. Good play. I think good play.
yeah, yeah. You
Yeah,
just play you for a bunch of points, close the board. It's kind of a no brainer, and Ori's not going to waste any time on a decision that easy. He's too smart for that.
right.
Eric has a God. What a terrible rack. DDEHIII. There's a
Oh
word
boy.
knowledge check here for him. There's a 6 I did not know down from that W. That's it's tough if you know it though. That's got to be the play. It's so strong, but those sixes are so hard to keep straight.
Wow, and it appears to be a verb. So I mean, if it is a verb, then he's gonna have to like be sure on the hooks. Is it the case that
It's
this?
not a verb. No,
Oh, I see. It only takes
it's
an
a
S.
it's a verb in Collins. It's a noun
Chat
in
has taken
NWL.
me.
Uh,
Chat
ch-
has led me astray.
Chad is a Collins folks. Or wow, excuse me. Wow, wow, wow.
Here's
But
the
yes,
thing. Does Eric still think that Ori has an S? In which case, is he going to play Witty? I mean, it's not super dangerous to put Witty in that spot, not like Wifedom would have been had Ori actually had that S. So maybe instead he's going to play, maybe he's going to exchange. I hope he doesn't. I hope he's able to play through this. Even something like Hid would be fine, you know?
I don't know. I mean, if you don't know witty or you're not sure of the hooks and you don't want to make that play, this turn becomes much harder. This like the people who know the words have a huge edge because they're able to make these decisions. But the mere mortals like me and Eric Goldstein, man, these turns get so much harder. Didie, is like a way
Oh,
out for it's only 12. It opens the board up, but like it's something. Otherwise, you're thinking about exchanging. Ori has Ori'd all
yeah.
over this board, and I don't know. This is just what Ori's MO is. I always end up in situations like this.
Rough. And, to everyone in the chat, it does appear that there was a miscommunication about the inflection and how Witty takes its hooks. There are new definitions that have been made available. These are crowdsourced definitions that were created by Josh Castellano, Timothy Weiss, and I, along with a few dedicated Scrabblers. These definitions are available for developers to, use in their apps. So if that is something that you'd like to do and, have up-to-date definitions, please let us know and we will get you set up. I think hide here, fine play. I think hid would have been slightly better because the DII just gives me hives. Wow, that's rough.
But keeping an extra vowel is going to be even rough, and you're setting up hide it in this instance. I don't know. I can't justify putting the E on, but all your plays are just so hard to make in that situation. This board is so rough. Eric trying to open some opportunity, and Ori unable to pounce. He's got a bingo prone rack, AINNOR, but there are no playable bingos for him.
Does he have a double double that's not a bingo? I don't
Nope,
see one.
nope.
That's tough. Wow. Okay. So yet again, we have someone with a set of tiles that are low point, very bingo prone, very bingo friendly, and you can't bingo with it. And the question is, do you blow up the rack? Do you fish one or two? Do you play something like NO underneath hide, making IN and DO? That's just 12 points. Or maybe you want to do nano or noni. I mean, I would prefer to see noni and O and I go down, you know? How about you? What are you thinking that Ori should do here?
This is really hard. I'd spend a while. I Geez, this is tough.
This
With the
is,
D and
yeah,
E in space, you probably want to go for a bingo, but those are the only floaters that are going to get blocked. I think you probably play longer here. That's what Ori seems to be leaning as well. Nona,
right.
Nano, something like that. Yeah, I think that's the right
So he did
approach.
have anion sit on the side of his rack for a little bit. I wonder if he was thinking of a Wanian. I don't know how to pronounce that one. I'm so sorry, you guys, if I'm butchering this. That is my
It
mistake.
means vengeance.
Ooh,
Wow, man. Okay, so coming for sweet
So Wanian,
Vanya. I don't know.
Wanian, something that sounds closer to
None of us
vengeance,
know.
maybe.
That's what makes it more fun.
Absolutely. So perhaps he was thinking of playing something like that. Nano is a fine play. Nano or Noni, something like that. He has. There we go. Okay, so now he's got Noni on the side.
Yeah, I mean, if you got to know the hooks to this word, Noni. I think this was kind of recently added. It does take an S, and as long as you're sure of that, or if you're more sure of Nano versus Nona or versus Noni taking an S, you also look at your unseen pool with a lot of A's still to be drawn. Maybe you actually play Nano here. Keep the I.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I think Nano's good. I definitely want to obstruct that back hook to hide on this turn if I can,
Right. Right.
and Nano does that well.
Absolutely. I think the play is definitely going to be either something that's under hide or something that's, from the W. I don't know if I definitely don't think he needs to fish here with ON. I think it's a really good idea for him to go ahead play like 4 or 5 tiles, just move on. He's okay.
Yeah,
There
coming
we
down
go.
from the W, like you said. All right, yeah, this is a good play.
All righty. Good for him. And on to Eric Goldstein. He has Ohio set off to the side of his rack, and I believe, is he going to have a good spot for that now? He might just have one to the side of, oh, just under hide is good, and to the side of Wanian, Wanian,
Yeah, whatever
Wanian
that word is. Yeah,
is gonna be good. Like both of them, 25 points, and gets that off his rack.
yeah. You got to know those valve dumps. You got to learn them early. But OHIA gets you out of a jam once, and you never forget that one. It's a handy word and a just where do
Ooh,
you put it here? That's a
he's also identified
oh,
Oidia.
that's not a bad play either.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
think that's Greek for house, maybe. I feel like I should know this as
a
someone
type of
who,
fungus.
never mind. Unless your home is full of fungus. I do
Uh,
not think oidia means home. Okay, ahi instead. Okay, you know
ahi.
what? I feel like Ohio would have been slightly better just because it. Oh, he hasn't pressed the clock. He hasn't pressed the clock.
Mm,
There we go.
I
There we
like
go.
when players do this. They put the word down. They're about to hit the clock, and they're like, I don't like it anymore. I changed my mind. Eric probably thinking exactly those words in his head. I do that all the time. Josh makes fun of me for it.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. Oh,
But now he's
come
going
on, come on,
back.
come on, come on,
He's,
come
he's,
on.
he's, he's frustrated. He wants to keep the D for hided. I think that's what's going
Right.
through his head. And ADIO is not a great leave, but Ahi's his play.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's still worried about Ori possibly having an S.
Yeah,
I
everybody's
mean,
been worried about these invisible S's all game. It's fun.
be so funny if Eric just draws like 3 S's now.
Nits, what did you do? Nits, what did you do? Nits, what did you do?
Oh my gosh, are we about to see something like
What
that?
did you do?
Oh,
X.
the X. Okay.
G.
Oh, okay. No,
Oh, it's an
no
I.
S's.
Okay. Okay.
No S's. Wow.
All right. All right. Our powers have limits, it seems.
Our powers have limits.
ELLRRVV on Ori's rack. You get combinations like this. You either change or play Verve. That's got like two options. I play Verve here,
Yeah.
but
And
Verve
also
is
listen to the Verve. Good band.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But Verve is gonna make this board just go to oblivion. I mean, after Verve, it's so hard to get
Right.
up to the top or the right side of this board ever. Ori loves playing games like that, and I love watching Ori dismantle people on boards like that. Eric's a good player, but we'll see. I think that Verve is going to make this
And
game
he's definitely
cool.
seen it. He's definitely seen it. I think it's going to come down. It's either that, or I think maybe it'd be fine for him to exchange keeping ER. But I think Verve is such a good play. There's no reason not to play through this rack.
I mean, the problem with Verve, and this is why Ori hasn't played it immediately. It takes both S and T behind it, and that's got to give you some pause. Like, there's one spot to play. You need an S or a T, and I don't have those crap. But
Right.
you can't exchange. You can't. Verve is just too many points. You'll play it. I mean, it's easier for me to say play Verve because I can look at Eric's tiles and Ori can't. But I think Verve is right.
That's fair. I mean, I like Verve slightly more than I like something like Revel, because with Revel you're only getting the S as the back hook. At least with Verve you get a few more options. Even if you don't have the T, even if you don't have the S, you could possibly draw. You have more chances of drawing that. All T's are unseen so far, so he has a shot to draw something like that. He can hope that his opponent doesn't have one, and I think Verve is a really good play here. I think this is exactly what he should be playing.
So into the trenches we go. This board is going to go to oblivion as this game goes on. Neither player has a lot of points, and I don't think either player is going to end with a lot of points. But Ori's definitely looking for an S or a T on this draw
So
for Verve.
here's the thing, right? Like, how afraid do we think Eric is that Ori has an S, right? Okay, because if he puts down XI, which I think he should, I really worry that he's not going to do it. I worry that he's not going to play EX and XI because he's so concerned that Ori might have an S. But then, I mean, I hope he does play it, because I hope he's able to recognize that, perhaps he might be able to come back with EXO plays.
Yeah, I mean, Eric's best play by 8 equity points is XI and EX, but that is so devastatingly weak to win where he's got an S on his rack. And depending on the read, yeah, this is such a hard turn to make. Like, XI seems so bad, but it is so good otherwise. But obviously, it's so bad.
Oh my
This
gosh.
is tough. He's gonna play it, I think. It's just wait. He's gonna realize there's nothing else reasonable to do here.
Do you think? Do you think he's gonna? Because I mean, what if he plays something like Dog and Gem and OY? I mean, I don't know. Like, is it possible that Eric is gonna think about a non-X play? I hope he's not doing that. I hope he's like, okay, I have to take the jump. I have to take a leap of faith. I have to play XI.
I mean, he's just the longer he looks at this turn, the more he's going to realize everything is bad except XI in that corner, and I have to do it. Like, I can play NIX, but then I'm just sacrificing 10 points to not set up an S that Ori may or may not actually have. Yeah,
Right.
he's got to do it. He's got to
There
do
we
it,
go.
and he does. You just hold your breath
Good
and
on him.
grimace, and you got to do it. You got to do it.
Good on him. Good on him. And wow. Okay. So Ori's drawn into the Z and the blank, and he doesn't have any playable bingo. And I mean, yeah, he could just get rid of the Z for some amount of points. He could play like LEZ maybe, and Lin. I feel like that's very, very dangerous, so don't do that. But maybe he could just fish off an L. Like maybe he could just do Lex.
I mean, if you're going to make a one tile fish, you need to think about what you're actually going to hit. So EILRZ blank would be the leave. What could you draw that actually fits on the board that you've obliterated? Like Sizzler and Glazier, I guess if you hit a G or an A. I don't think fishing hits often enough that it's actually worth it in this instance. LEZ, if you know that you're allowed to play it in this game, LEZ and LIN is 27. It's pretty strong. I think if you're going to fish one tile, you fish the Z. You play ZA for 21. EILLR blank is going to hit very often. And I think a lot of those times you're going to be able to make that blank an S and hit the XIS spot next turn. But maybe Ori is afraid XI was a setup. Oh, I bet you can get a read from Eric on that last turn. He was probably flustered a little bit. You can assume maybe he didn't have it right.
I guess he could fish for like Lionizer, like and Foen through the Eye of Hide, maybe something like that. But yeah, I mean, you might be right. Maybe there's just not enough things that you hit. It'd be really fun to see him fish, though. I mean, let's see. Maybe he gets something to the AI, right? Like maybe he gets like Rye and he gets a bingo there. And what could be a bingo that he could draw? Like a 7, I think. Like Glazier, yeah, like Blitzer. Um, Sizzler would also go there.
Blitzer, yeah.
Yeah.
Blitzer works. So you'd have to hit A, G, T, B, or blank.
I
I
feel like
don't.
that would be kind of cool.
It'd be cool. But
That'd
I
be
don't think
cool.
mathematically it works out enough. But it is. You got to think these things through and do the calculations if you want
Right.
to play this game like
Right.
to
I
its
mean, at least
theoretical
with fishing
max.
off, yeah, I mean, at least with like fishing off one, it's easier to do
Oh
that
my goodness!
calculation.
Look at this. Or he's gonna play. Sorry to interrupt, but he's
You're
gonna
good.
play blanky Z and
Wait, no
XI
way.
blank. He's gonna do the ultimate block.
Is he gonna do says?
I think he's gonna play says.
Oh my
Sorry,
God.
that's crazy.
This is
But
such a Matthew O'Connor
also,
move.
whoa, this
Wow.
is Orry Swift. Says
Wow.
that's some wow stuff for sure.
That's
You don't see this
that is
played in
actually
CSW.
wow stuff, actually.
Oh my
Oh
goodness,
my gosh.
SCC
There's
42.
like there's no way. I can't believe that he did
So
that.
Eric has probably been sitting there the whole game thinking, I bet you've got an S, and then Ori burns a blank to play blank
This
easy.
is
This
just
is so funny.
I mean, I wonder what like is going through Eric's mind right now, right? Like I mean, yes, obviously it's to like insta play jog. That's the
Yeah,
play,
insta play jog for sure.
you know. But like what is going through his mind right now? That
This game
is
has made no sense from either player's POV, and it's incredible. Okay,
Oh, right, because Ori is really, really scared of that S setup. Right. Yes, of course.
I mean, Ori was so afraid of it that he burned a blank to knock it out, but nobody's got any S's.
Oh
They're
my
all still in the
god.
bag. Ori found another terrible rack,
I
ILLNORR, but I think just one insta play here, ROLL, making RAI, Oho, and Lin. That's just
Yeah.
slam dunk. It opens the board though, right after Ori just burned his blank to close it. It would open another huge
Jeez.
S hook.
And
So,
there's like three S's unseen to him,
oh
and he's
man,
doing this. Good
this game's
God.
hilarious.
Wait, I don't think he's gonna do roll though. Here's the thing, right? Like he's so convinced that Eric has an
Yeah.
S. I don't think he's gonna do that.
But
I
from an equity perspective, it's like 12 points better than everything else. So he has to, but he can't. You're right. This is
oh
such a
right.
dilemma. This
He's
is fun.
he's probably gonna play like Lex and LOR. Like I can imagine him playing something like that.
But that also opens the
I mean,
triple for like no reason.
yeah,
So
that's
that's a terrible play. But
true.
roll is so bad if you think he's got an S. What a funny game to watch. Oh, the
Oh, do you think
paranoia.
he might exchange role? Do you think he might
No,
actually get down to
no,
that?
no, 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 no.
Okay, so he's obviously seen it. Good, good, good. He's so about to play it.
Yeah,
Oh my god,
you
he's
just
about to
gotta
play
hope
this.
that it's a slam dunk, like 12 equity better than every other option.
Right,
You just
right.
do it. But oh man, Ori's got to be expecting to
Oh
get bingoed
wow.
on, starting with an S right now,
Or
and we know that
yeah,
it's nowhere close. It's nowhere
Jesus
close.
Christ. And only it's like for Eric to have this ridiculous rack that he can't do much with. I mean,
Yeah, it's
what is he
rough.
even scoring like even 20 points anywhere? I think maybe he can score exactly 20 points, making ARYL Ariel through the R in Verve. But other than that, I think he has to play something like Axis and VAW, right? Like, I mean, he's got to keep
Yeah, you
trying
want to
to
set up another S right now,
right, like
Nits?
like
VAU.
just keep opening the board up at this point. Just go ham, just go crazy.
Uh, both players, I think, have the other player pegged on the good stuff, quote unquote, the blank SSS. So, like, no, it's just sitting in the bag. Nobody's got nothing, but everybody's scared. VAU's a great equity play, too. But, like, with all that information, with the assumption your opponent's got, quote unquote, the good stuff, like, although now if you're Eric, you know it, or he never had it, or
Right,
just burned that blank. But does,
right.
does that mean he has another blank?
So maybe he's just gonna play AY. Those are the two tiles he had in his hands. Might be that. Maybe that's the case. Maybe he's just gonna play AY. There we go. All right, 17 points.
Yeah, knock out the triple, score something.
I hate keeping that U, but you know what? At this point, I'm like, just yeah. But you know what? What if he thought? What if he thought it was Ori setting up his S
Oh, I bet he
that he
did.
would
I
have
bet he
joined?
did. Oh, this
And
is such a
there's
fun
three
game.
S's unseen.
Uh,
Is it still no S? Look at
Yes,
that. Still
still
no
no.
S.
Nobody wants to draw an S, or he's
Good
gonna plunk this
God.
F for 20 in the corner. Just IF and FE. This board is gonna be so
This is
wow, so
horrible.
wow. This is wow, Scrabble baby. I
Oh my
love
God.
these games. I legitimately,
Like
unironically love these
they're
games.
trying to outthink each other's S setups, and there's no S setup, sir. Like
Oh.
genuinely, what an incredible game to watch. What a instructive game to watch to be like, okay, I'm sorry, but there's no S for you to be afraid of right now. Maybe Ori doesn't have any great tells, like maybe Ori is such a great poker player that he's just like he's telegraphing, like an S tell that doesn't exist, and Eric is like, reading that.
Oh, this has been a fun game. I'm glad we pulled Orry and Eric on stream.
I'm
This
so
was the right
glad that
call.
this is
Yeah,
such
these
a good
these guys
game.
are yeah. Plunk the F. 20 points.
Yeah.
Let's go. Oh man,
Wow.
ABBDILU. Nobody's drawn anything good again. Oh my god.
Terrible,
Dub and
terrible.
Dex is like all you've got this turn. This board is so bad. You can't do anything.
Oh my
Dub is
gosh.
that's it. Dub is all you've got. This is Orry. This is what he
Oh,
does.
oh, oh, oh. An S sighting. There we go. An S sighting that can't be used, I don't think, on this board. Wow.
But that's the thing about these boards is you can set that S up. If you just play hider right now, uh-oh. Uh-oh, my bingo fits now. So Ori's great at doing stuff like that. That's huge that he's found the first S. I wonder if he's willing to use it or if he's afraid to set it up because he thinks Eric has one. Dub has to be the play here.
Yeah,
Good
I'm glad that
choice.
that came down. Good for him. Oh my gosh. Oh, oh, oh. He's tricked us. He's tricked us
Eric baited us again, pulled it back.
yet again.
But he's gonna play Dub. Just give it like 45 more seconds, Nits, and then he's gonna play Dub. There's nothing
Well,
else to do. Up, give it
yep, there we go.
4.5 more seconds. All right.
I feel like you have a much better read on him than maybe Ori at this point. Incredibly done. You've been watching him too much.
All right, Dub, and then Glib instantly. All right,
Wow.
insta play.
Okay.
Okay.
Not even trying to set up that S. Okay. You
Oh
know what?
man,
It's okay. He can bide his time. He can
I think
wait for Eric to try to do that because Eric is currently going to want to get himself out of this situation. Eric is, I believe, about like 30 points behind. He needs a chance to like score well or a bingo or something. So it may be Eric that we see starting to open the board. I don't feel like Ori has to do much about it right now.
I mean, Eric's got to feel this lead starting to fade away. Ori's scored a little bit better than him. That F plunk was huge, one of the biggest opportunities on this board, which is hilarious to say. A glib is a big play on a board that looks like this, and all of a sudden Eric's behind like 30, and you just can't do anything. So, oh, and Ori's got a great rack too. This is interesting. I think VAGI, like that's a defensive enough play. VAGI and Axis. It's hard to spot with that blank in there too, though. It's easy to miss, but I think that's a strong option here.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Nice. Um, you know, I feel like in a situation like this, I'm gonna do something like erg. I feel like I'm gonna do something like erg through the R in verb. I mean, I don't have an S, but I don't wanna well, wait, no, no, no. I'm rethinking this, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so if you play erg, that's two tiles that you play off. You're hoping to hit an S. If you really want to hit an S, you kind of want to play off more tiles,
hmm
for that opportunity. So I don't know if that's the greatest play here, but what else? So
You
I
have
mean,
to, that's the closed boards 101. You have to do something.
you have
And
to do
like, oh God,
something. I
I don't want to
know,
open it, especially when I don't have the stuff. But
right?
when your opponent closes the board, often that means they actually have the
Well, I
stuff.
mean, here's the thing. What if he does play Erg and then a Roints or Rashes comes down and then Eric maybe is able to get a lot of points off, on the triple lane. Maybe that's part of his consideration. Like, okay, the bingo that comes down after Erg is not going to score that much and he might be able to score some big points, maybe 30, 35, 40 points on the triple. Now he's not going to be able to make up the score of the bingo, but he's still going to be able to get some more space opened up on this board. He's going to be able to there's going to be more places to play. So maybe in the long run it might be better.
I'm gonna open the board so you can bingo, and then I'll get a triple word. Is not often a recipe for success, but again, you have to do something. Like time is running out if you're Eric. You almost have to do something. This is really good though. You want to get a
Ooh.
little bit more in range. Alex C. Holm pointed this out in chat, and yeah, I think this is you need points. You need points more than anything else. You don't want to open until you've got a thing that helps you. Cool.
Oh my gosh. So I mean, Ori here has no reason to open the board, right? Like he can get by without having to bingo. I think he could just, I believe he could just play off that S for 21 points. He could just do jogs and keep a Roint, and that'd be 21 points. Now, I'm not saying he should because it's so nice to use that S for a setup, but then again, there's like more S's to be drawn. There's like blanks to be drawn. I think Nora is a good play. I think Nora is a fine play if he's not going to do, if he's not playing off his S.
I mean, nor or in that situation, both of those are really strong. Just keep the trains leave and try to draw retinas and then wait for your opponent to open the board. That's always a recipe for success. He drew retinas anyway, so it's all good. Big brain Ori. He knew he was going to draw retinas.
Wow.
All right,
Okay.
and he did.
Well, I
All right.
mean, Eric still has no reason to open up the board. I mean, he's done and he's played his best move. He's got, oh, wow. That's even better than I was expecting. I thought he was just going to play mud, but he's gone ahead and he's spotted deflate. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's
That's really beautiful. Good on him. Wow.
neither player wants to open this board at all, but Eric says I'm going all in. I'm going to score a ton. That is a really high scoring play. His highest scoring option. It throws his leave to the wind, but that's what you have to do in this situation. Eric, I thought he wasn't going to be able to catch up. Look at that, he's down just four
Yeah.
now. And Ori has retinas, but he can't play retinas. He has literally the best natural rag you can have in Scrabble, and it doesn't play.
You've
What?
really got to be frustrated at this point. Like I think all Ori can do. So I don't know if he's going to risk opening up the board right now. I think he's eyed that S. He's eyed the jogs spot. I think he's going to go ahead and do it.
No, you can't play the S.
I
The
think
S
he's
is
going to do
so
it.
important. You can't
Well,
play the S.
there's a blank unseen and two S's out. So I think like you can. I mean, yes, you're only drawing one tile, but it's like he's got to be frustrated, right?
Ori,
Like he has to keep the points up. He has to keep it up.
I would have
There's no other
plunked
way
the
to score.
R deflator 12. Keep the S. I don't know.
I just don't know
Disagree.
if that's useful right now. Like he's really, really relying on um Eric opening the board. And if Eric's caught up, well then kind of doesn't have to. And now Eric can play deflator.
What is the best way to defend against an S setup by your opponent? It's by having an S and playing there. So, it now Ori is weak to those, but also Ori has played both of the S's on the board, and Eric, I don't know. And maybe Eric hasn't pegged on another one after that.
I mean, do you think deflator is going to come down at this point? I mean, that's so many R's. You really want to get rid of at least one, right? I mean,
Deflator and ER, or
yeah,
just Deflator on its own.
I
He
feel
could
like
also play
maybe just
Hider here, or he could exchange. You would love to play Gur, like they added that word specifically for when you have a G and a bunch of R's, but it doesn't fit because Ori Ori'd all over this board.
or it all over
Ori
this
is a
board.
verb, by the way. It means to destroy the board.
Well, you know what? I like your suggestion of Hyder a lot now that I think about it because he knows his opponent has played an S, right? So he's gone ahead and he's done what he probably shouldn't have done. Fantastic, fantastic recognition by Eric. And he has the blank. He's got the blank to go there. So like like he's home free now.
This
If
is why Ori should not have played the S last turn, because what is the best defense to your opponent's S setup? Bingoing or crushing the spot with your own S, or he should not have played it last turn. I said it, but it's okay. It's okay. If he played Deflator, he'd have
I feel like at
Monty's.
that point, with two S's out and a blank out. I mean, obviously, like there's so many like people who can comment on this and have so many top like strains of thought on this. I think it was just a calculation between okay, do I want to keep my scoring up or like do I just try to keep waiting for my opponent to open a place for a bingo? And yeah, I mean, he has to play UN for 14. He has to get rid of that U. He has to just keep hoping that he he's going to be able to luck out after this.
Okay, so he's going to set up his T, setting up train, fishing over here. Eric, GNRR, and a blank. No bingos for Eric on this horrific board. You need to end in a T or have an S to do it. Or he drew area at iterate, but those don't fit in that spot. Oh man, the junk continues in the junkiest game I've gotten to cover so far this tournament.
Rough, rough.
Deflator is again an option. Deflator and ER for 16 or Deflator for 12. Are you having fun commentating WoW?
You know what? I like
Just messing with you.
commentating and watching games like these because sometimes I'll end up in situations like these and I'm like, I have no idea what to do. So I
Oh,
love games where I get to learn what I'm supposed to do and how I can become a better player at the end of it. So, I'm yeah, I'm a fan
I
of
find these games fascinating too. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
because like you really get to see how other players respond to this in a moment of stress, in a moment of like a time trouble, in a moment of okay, am I supposed to prioritize just scoring 21 points? Should I wait for my opponent to open? Should I open? Should because this board is horrific. This board is horrific, and I love seeing what you're actually supposed to do in a moment like this. Because otherwise, who's going to teach you? How are you going to learn?
And the greatest part of this game is there isn't a right answer. Like nobody actually knows, but we try to guess, and then sometimes people win more, and other people win less.
And here I must repeat what you have said to me multiple times today. I love Scrabble. I
I love
love
Scrabble.
Scrabble
I
because
love
you
Scrabble.
never know what you're gonna pick up. Well, most of the time you're never gonna know what you pick up.
I mean,
I I love, yeah, you know what? As chat says, I really do find it comforting that better players sometimes have no good options and they have to play through this.
yeah,
They have
yeah.
to do this.
These games exist. It all comes back to Ori's play of Pup. Literally, like that one really strange play made all of this happen.
You
Um,
know what? Yeah, I think we
Ori's
can
gonna
blame.
Ori.
I think we can blame Ori for this.
Sometimes after a bad tournament, you walk away and you're like, "There's nothing I could have done," and yet somehow Ori always makes a board that looks like this. Even though I feel like everybody plays a lot of the turns the same. Like, nope, nope. Style's real in Scrabble for sure.
I think so too. I think so too. Oh wow. Okay,
So I
so
literally have no idea who's gonna win this game too. Holy God.
I I think
Earlong and Grain.
this
Eric's
is
got a bingo set up. Earlong and Grain. And Ori,
wow.
I don't think Ori's going to block over there because he set up his own tees. Oh,
Wow.
wow. That's a huge swing in Eric's favor.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I mean, I think Ori's got to play off like TE somewhere, right? So he's got ATE off to the side. Maybe he's looking, I mean, what is he even going to do? Maybe like TET and ERE. Maybe he just plays TE.
He's going to play ET and Troll, maybe, which seems crazy,
Oh.
but like everything is crazy on this board and none of the plays are ever good. Et and Troll feels strong.
Wow.
Where's he's going to play AVE through the V and Verve?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, maybe. Oh, that'd be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? Okay, so he's seen Teat. This goes and plays Train. Okay,
Okay.
so it's oh, wow. Okay, great recognition on his part. He has blocked Erlong and Grain. He's gonna be happy if he finds out after this that he's blocked this. And yet again, Deflator becomes available for Eric Goldstein. Oh my God, this poor man, this poor game.
How must Eric feel right now? Like, okay, I made this setup that I didn't actually have, and that's the obvious bingo line.
S.
Oh, Ori drew the S. All right,
Oh my
I think
gosh.
Ori's gonna win. But yeah, I set up this bingo line, and Ori blocked the one that looks hard to play in, and
Oh my
that's the one I
God.
was planning to play in the whole time.
Oh my
Ori's got
gosh.
satire and what? I don't even know that. Did you see the last
I did
tile?
not see the last tile. Wow. Ori keeping us in suspense. Thank you, Ori. We appreciate this.
I bet it's that Q. You see, there's one unseen Q. I bet
You
that's what it
think it's a
is. I bet
cute?
it's the
Are
Q.
you really trying to jinx him right
I bet
now?
it's the Q. I
What
bet
if he
it's the
just
Q.
plays like cats or something? No, he wouldn't play cats. No, there's no way.
Or
Um,
actually, O would be terrible
that
for
would
him
be
right now.
horrible. There's no way he's
Satire
gonna do
O
that.
doesn't do anything on this board. Oh, we'll see.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's an A. Okay. Yeah, it's an A. That's way less fun than a Q.
Oh man. Okay.
Oh my god, what a game! This is fun. Eric can play re-roll, just in front of roll, just dropping the RE. That's 14. I think that's not a bad idea. It seems nobody knows Deflator or is sure of it this game, so I think re-roll, if you could spot that, is a good option. I don't know what
Oh
Eric's gonna
wow.
do. I'm glad I'm
Yeah.
on the sideline for this one. My brain would be done, and they have to play 3 more games
So
today.
he's found. Okay, there we go.
Gel.
Gel. Okay. 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 Any any move that scores more than like 10 points is a move that you kind of want to make when you're in this position. It's just for the interior of the board. What else are you going to do, right? Like, and now Ori gets to go home free with a 73-point bingo. This is another high probability bingo. So satire is one of those stems that you kind of like hear
Oh,
about. And he's going to go ahead and he's going to play Atresia for 73. There's no way he's missing that. We see it coming down right now. Um, and
yeah.
yeah, that's just how it goes.
So, but this game's not over. The Q is unseen, the K is unseen, 2 C's in the bag, and Eric got a bingo. Eric's got an 81
Absolutely.
point bingo in response. This game's not over yet.
Oh
Ori's
my
up
god.
353 to 253, but oh,
Ooh.
this draw is going to be huge for
Oh my
Ori.
gosh.
This
What if he
draw is going
draws
to
a
be
quit
huge.
or something like that? What if he draws like a quits? That'd be kind of
Or what
cool.
if he draws QCCK and like loses the game? This is a huge
Yeah.
draw.
Uh, have we given them the commentator jinx by any chance? I hope not.
QCCK.
Okay, okay. The
TT.
T N. Okay. C
CNT. Q.
Q.
QCCK. Oh,
A, an A.
A,
Okay.
K.
Okay. Okay. Good.
I don't see that. It's probably another A. He's been shifting everything. A.
Somebody needs to go have
Okay.
a battle with Ori Swift, keeping us in
No, no,
suspense like
don't
this.
bother the players at this moment. It's got to be an A.
All right,
Okay.
we've got another A, I think. So that's good to know. All right, Eric just needs to do, he needs to find his bingo. There is just the one playable seven. It goes in two spots. He can do this. He just needs to find the bingo. He needs to get back into the game.
Yeah, yeah. To have our moment of drama. I mean, Ori needed to miss on his draw. He pulled Kanat, and I think he'll be okay no matter what. But
Right.
yeah, Kanat and Tan's still gonna play. Can Eric find four done though? This is his moment to shine. He's got one pretty sick bingo. His last chance to fight in this game.
Come on,
2 minutes
Eric.
to find it. He's in some time trouble because Ori broke his brain all game.
I feel this might make it harder for him because, he knows that this is the chance. He has this one chance to get that bingo. He has to get it down.
But tick, tick,
It's
tick. It's
oh
tough
boy.
on the stream under pressure. Game
Yeah.
5. Just ate a big lunch.
I believe this is game 6.
Good call. It's game
I
6.
feel like this is just so fun to commentate. Like, I feel like the game's just kind of like, I don't know, they kind of blur together. It's just awesome. Okay. Ooh, he's done it. He's done it.
He
He's
did
done
it.
it.
He did it. For done. Nope. For
Come on.
no.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
Nope. All right. All right.
I
Keep
guess he's
shuffling.
just looking for the best one. Like, I feel like he saw 4 done, and I believe he's just looking for the best one.
No, he's not going to waste all this time trying to optimize. He's desperately trying to find a bingo that goes on the board.
Ah,
It's only 4 done. It's uh
but it was like, like it was on his rack. And I really want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I really want to believe that he saw it and he's just doing his due diligence, even though he just has like a minute left. Come on, come on.
gonna play
Oh,
doer.
no.
Do doer. Yeah.
Yeah, 28 points. Okay, well,
He might not be done yet.
he might
Actually,
not
hang
be
on.
done.
No,
Yeah, I
cannot.
mean,
Cannot's just GG.
Kanata is 32 points. I think. Oh, wait, no, no, no,
Oh, he
no, no,
picked
no.
it up.
Yet
He
again,
picked it
he has
up.
done this
Eric,
to
you
us.
stop
Come
baiting
on,
us.
Eric.
We have to look over at our computer screens to go back to your computer screen, and
He
every time I look over, Eric's
keeps
doing something
clowning.
different. All right.
He's clowning us. Okay, okay.
RO. 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 Up.
Oh, come
Up.
on, come on.
Up. Up. Up.
Guys, come
All
on.
right. Eric is out of
Oh,
time.
10
Okay.
seconds on his
Doer. He gets
clock.
it down with 10 seconds to go.
Rough. Okay. Or he's got to be happy to see that Kanat was not going to be blocked no matter what.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Ori's
Yeah,
draw was
he's
huge there, but he did actually pull Kanat, so that's basically it here.
okay.
Actually,
Yeah, there we go. All right, we just need to see Kanat on the board. And
no. Oh
wait,
yeah,
is he
yeah,
going to do cat?
yeah. Kanat actually seeds bingos back, so you can't play Kanat.
Interesting. Ooh, or he's
Yeah,
messing with us.
Kanat gives unctions back, so he's not going to open the board. Yeah, Ori's not going to open the board. He's
You
going to
know
play
what?
Kanat.
I actually think he should have played Ink. From the IN of Hiders and Nor. That's the only place where there's like a bingo. I think that's possible because Foen is a word. So like NING words still play there.
FOEN is Collins.
FOEN. I thought it was NWO. Sorry.
FOEHN is NWL.
FOEN though. How about that?
FOEN is not NWL or not
No,
WoW. Excuse me. God, I keep messing
that
that up.
is so
All
sad.
right, so Ori does not play Kanat, does not give Eric unctions. Eric now goes overtime, and he doesn't have any possible way to bingo. There are just no bingo lines on the board. He
Wait,
has tons of bingos.
S unseen. So SING bingos. There we go.
Okay.
All right. Oh, is there an SING bingo there? Probably not, right?
No.
Was there one that rough. Rough, rough, rough.
This has been a tough game. Just nasty board, and trying to make decisions on those are always so hard.
This is really tough. Yeah. I mean, Eric's had he's had a hard one with this. I mean, he set up Hider. It was his to take, and he just couldn't hit it. It just wasn't coming through. Wow.
Ori does what Ori does. He's going to win with like a 380, hold his opponent to 310. That's
Wow.
so the Ori Swift experience. It's very real. If you haven't experienced it yet, come on out to New Orleans, and you too can be mowed down on a closed board.
And Eric having gone over in time, that's a little rough. He is currently at 290 points if you count the ticking clock. He gets a 10-point penalty for every increment of a minute he goes over. So if he goes over by 1 minute and 1 second, then that's a penalty of a total of 20 points for him, unfortunately.
Let's see if Orry's optimal in game is to play ACK down at the bottom, ACK and INK, but Eric threatens QF or Hewick in front of AD, or he would like to block that if he can, but I don't think there's actually a block that works without giving anything else back.
Right. I mean, I feel it. ACK is fine. I feel like at this point, when you're winning, I think there can be an argument that can be made for just saving your mental energy for knowing that okay, I just have to play a word, a valid word that wins me the game, and move on. Save the time and the energy that you have for your next game. You still have two more games left in the day, and then another day and a half left. So don't forget that we're here for the next two games. We're back tomorrow. We're back again on Monday. We're not going anywhere. And Ori has to remember that so that he's not using up all his brain power right now.
Yeah, different players approach these situations differently. Some try to optimize. Ori, I think, sees there's significant opportunity for spread here. If you can block the one out, then you can actually pick up 10 or 20 points in these instances, but it's not there. He's still going to use his time. He's got it. He's entitled to it. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Scrabble still to play and a lot of fun still to be had in this city tonight and tomorrow.
Absolutely. And we're going to be here bringing you live commentary for every single game. We are not going anywhere. And you guys should probably come back and watch us with these fun, incredible games.
Yeah, we'll be here all weekend. We appreciate everybody who has tuned into the stream to watch. It's been fun having y'all in chat, solving these puzzles, watching these games. It's not fun without people also watching it. People wouldn't do it unless we had people watching it. So thanks for tuning in. Eric's going to play CUIF, the blank F to go out. And that's it for this one, 387, 319. We'll see if we can get overhead mic. This was fun.
This was tough.
I don't know. New director fee. Okay.
I think it's only 10. What was the final score there?
Well, I'm not sure right now.
If it's a standard director, call it 52 days. Call for a director.
Director.
Gotta summon the director to ask if going exactly 1 minute over is a 10-point penalty or a 20-point penalty for Eric.
Is that minus 10 or 20?
Minus 10.
All right, thank you.
Lindsay immediately
You had a-
ruling
I do have a
correctly.
bingo when you play teeth.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, ear long.
Oh. But that didn't play.
Oh, good green.
Oh, it played there. I see.
Should I have played white? What did you
What?
leave when you played wipes?
This is my kind of game. Retinas, who needs that?
How bad did I play?
You were both like scared of an S that didn't exist for like the whole game.
I didn't mind burning my blank
Did
thing.
anyone tell you about Fort Dunn yet?
Where?
Yeah, it won't matter at that point.
Where?
The very end.
Right here.
I couldn't fit. Oh, here, four done. Yeah.
I really like white stuff.
Would I have won if I played that?
No.
Oh, is it kept PI?
So I was going to play wifedom, leaving an E.
You thought he had an S.
Thought you had an S.
Well, that's part of the reason you play wipes, is because he
Yeah.
thinks I have an S.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Was wifedom better?
Yeah.
What? Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have me doubting myself.
Yeah, I actually had retinas at some point, natural, and I just I couldn't do anything.
I got a little unlucky
Then
that
you bring that S and everyone was like,
Yeah, I shouldn't have burned it. I was just trying to keep up with the clock. I was like, man, I'm gonna run out of time.
Well, what did I miss anything before done?
that was the only thing I did.
I just ran out of time. I would have found
Well, yeah, I mean that's the reason I made some substandard plays.
Deflator was like a small point
Yeah, I saw Deflator.
So did I.
Yeah.
Was XI? What did?
Yeah, that was the best.
I just had a blank. I mean, Zillers was my rack. Ziller blank. So I had nothing. Yeah, I had a great play there, which was Les, but then it was gone.
I was going to play Wifedom leading an E. That would have been great.
Yeah, Wipes definitely signals an S, so it's kind of that's tough. And what's funny,
was
then I had to
Mommy,
play.
was MOMI terrible?
No.
No? What about Hyde?
Yeah,
Maybe
this
DII.
was my worst play right here, plunking the S for sure. I'm just trying to. Yeah. I could have played Hyder. I mean, I thought of it, but I was like, no, if he like slams me there, then I just lose. So I didn't want to. I was happy just being up 15.
I did have-
board.
I saw Earlong.
You guys wondering when you were going to play Johnson Swap?
Yeah, I played it too early.
Maybe like a turn too early. I don't know.
I mean, I didn't really need to
Like if
bingo,
you keep
but
waiting, he's going to play it.
I should have just done what he did and played Hyder right there. I mean, I saw it, but I
that
was
one
like,
was Hyder a good play?
well, it was great because I just dropped my
Yeah.
only S. So
Yeah.
no, and you made me set this up because you set that up.
I was going to set that up earlier, but there was so many. I thought you had a K with you.
I had to bingo like 5 racks in a row.
And I had.
Number 2.
I mean, other other than 4 done, I played okay. I played Wifedom. I knew that was right. You saw that I saw it, right?
We like that you showed us all the things.
Yeah.
Makes it easier to commentate.
I did not have time for that. I was like, I'm going to run out of time. Like, I have got to.
The hard thing is
It was- you know, it was the-
last tile was too far apart.
Were you fishing pup? That's not like you. You played a very un-Orry game, right? Am I
That
wrong?
wasn't a fish. It was just defensive.
That wasn't a fish. It was just defensive. And then he stands up from the table. What a game. Eric accusing Orry of playing un-Orry-like, exposing an S, playing pup and fishing, but Orry actually playing extremely Orry-like, just faking like he had a second S and just closing the board even though he had no good options. Oh, what a fantastic game. Orry putting on a
Jesus.
clinic. That's what he does best. I loved watching that. I hope y'all did too. And everything we were saying about the S setups, it was entirely in both of their heads the whole time too.
That
So,
was true
validating.
psychological warfare. I think I have never seen a game that was more in their heads than over the board than that before. Like, what a game. Good God.
that
I
is
think
Scrabble at its
every
finest.
single time an S came on any one of those racks, I think we all just gasped and held our breaths. And it was just, wow. Like, what a game. What a game. I hope that we will be able to bring you even more explosive action, the rest of this day. There are 2 more games to go. Please don't go anywhere. I think there's a very strong chance we might see Zachary Ansell on stream. Zachary Ansell, of course, an incredible player. He can, I believe he knows all his 15-letter words up against possibly Kevin Burbridge. I don't know much about him, but
Yeah, relative
Matt,
unknown,
perhaps?
but no. Anyway, we'll get the matchup. We're going to cut to a break. We'll let everybody stretch their legs, get new players situated. More Scrabble to come, but that was epic. I'm glad y'all joined us for the Orriest game ever, and we'll be back with a little more Scrabble in just a few minutes. Stay tuned.